Okay, folks, AK here, back again for a second stream this evening. And we're back again with Monster Hunter Wilds, which initially I mistakenly said that there was not much of anything left to stream, because frankly, this is the most repetitive entry in the franchise, even compared to World. And so it was at a point where I thought there was really nothing else to do, but I did forget one thing, and that was the fact that Arch-Tempered Jin Dahaad was also the next thing coming up after Gogmazios, and I just completely forgot about him, which you would think I wouldn't, considering he's actually my favorite of all the Apex monsters. But I guess that goes to show how lackadaisical my enthusiasm for Wilds has been compared to what World, where I was hooked on getting to as much of what I could as soon as I could, even if a good amount of what I experienced didn't really agree with me even back then. But here, it's just like, whatever. Especially since the Gogmazios update is the only one that actually did anything cool and new, so to speak anyway, whereas everything else was either playing catch up for content that was supposed to be in the game but wasn't, or just completely unnecessary and pointless, as was frickin' Omega Planetes. And yeah. Don't understand the hype, never will understand the hype, I don't freaking care. So, Gogmazios, having fought him a couple more times since my initial stream, and I put out a follow-up gameplay video where I fought him again, I've grown to like the fight a lot more than I initially did. I mean, I still liked it, but I had grievances with it, namely with the fact that they incorporated the Eschaton Judgment crap again. Except this time, I think they did it in a much more balanced way, where it's not as grossly punishing to the point of being obnoxious. Whereas here, it's a little more... It's not as bad. I mean, Alatreon was horrible because you could be going to town on him, and it frankly was just a luck of the draw as to whether you got him depowered or not, and I could never get it to happen myself. Whereas here with Gogmazios, it's a little more forgiving, and as such, I'm not bothered by it too much. I still wish it wasn't in the game, but it's a lot more balanced to a point. And the fact that I could summon my own team of hunters from the game itself, frankly, is what helped in a lot of ways. I wish the same could have been done with Alatreon and Fatalis much earlier in World. It wasn't until Rise Sunbreak that they finally did something about that. So, better late than never, right? But it is what it is. At least they did some things right with this game, as much as I have problems with it. And now we come to Jin Dahaad, who honestly, despite the fact that he's missing a freaking switch axe and a bunch of other weapons that I wish he had, he's personally my favorite monster in the whole of Wilds, as far as new monsters go, because I like his design, I like his armor, I like most of his weapons. I just wish there was more weapons for him. And when it comes to the Apexes themselves, behind him, I like New Udra. He's a welcome addition, especially for octopus monsters, or cephalopods in general. Oof Duna is the worst for me. I don't like his design, and I think his fight is just dull. And then you have Raydao, who's a good middle-of-the-road winged wyvern. I don't think he impresses me that much anymore. I mean, the honeymoon period kind of wore out very quick for me personally, on top of the fact that I simply just did not care for his armor all that much. but I do like him. I just wish he had more weaponry to unlock, because honest to God, I did not care about much of what he had, other than maybe the longsword. And I don't care about the insect glaives either, because Capcom ruined the insect glaives. They not only feel slow, and it's absurdly weak compared to the last two games, they feel horrible to control, because in order to fit the focus mechanic in, they had to change up the controls that used to exist for the Switch axe, and now it doesn't feel comfortable to play with. And as such, I just stopped using it, and I don't like it. Anyway, let me share the stream link for a moment. So yeah, of the four, Jin is my favorite. So, Heart of Judecca is the arch-tempered version of him. And he's weak to fire, and as of the other day, I got around to leveling up my new Udra Greatsword, which so far seems to be the most powerful fire-based weapon, not counting whatever some people probably figured out for RTN, and frankly, I don't give a shit about RTN, so it means nothing to me. As for Kai I like because of his buffs. Nadia is the new ranged hunter alongside Night Mist and Griffin. Fabius was already there, so we got 3 new people. I'm gonna go with Griffin, because even though he looks flamboyant as all hell with the Kongalala armor, he seems pretty good with a greatsword. And then Night Mist I liked. Nadia I mostly liked. Fabius is okay. Kind of debating as to whether I want to go with Nadia or Night Mist. It's arch-tempered, so maybe I should go with whoever gives me the most heals and buffs. Hyde for buffs, Griffin. I'll go with these 3 and see what happens.
Make sure you're prepared.
Okay, so we'll go with... But all, like, I didn't realize it before, but the kitties are dressed up in baby sacred outfits. Eggs Benedict. Okay. Arch-tempered Jin. How hard could he be? Very hard, probably.
target. You ready to engage?
It's definitely more orange, that's for sure.
Hey, don't get hit.
That will probably one-shot me. How much you want to bet?
They're going our way.
That looks new. Couldn't do that before. Much faster and more widespread attack. With his ice breath. Ow.
Use this to step up. Or you'll die.
He's definitely more mobile this time than he is normally, even with normal tempered. There he goes. Usually gonna knock the stalactites. Oh, wait a minute. I got a better idea. Summon the fleet.
Come on, Mort. Are those in the back? Take a nice long nap, would you?
Kaiju fight. Love it. That would have killed me if it weren't for the Gogmazios armor with its new barrier ability, which is honestly great. It's not foolproof, but it helps. It's like rock-steady armor without needing the mantle. It's noggin. Just realized that my Mender mantle has stopped going down. That's weird. Where the heck is he going? goes. Okay, I already got the defense stamina worm thing. Away from that. Bonk. Going down. Oh, come on. How did he get out of the way so fast? Can't get his tail when he's cornered like that. I like the orange coating he has on his armor plates. It makes him look more vibrant to go along with the blue. Here's goes his tail. Now for the rest of them.
Move, or you'll die!
Ah, I missed.
Hear my horns roar. Echo bubble out.
Target down. Aim fully locked.
Get him. See if I can get him over here. Or not. He's running off. I wanted to crush him with the cliff, but he's running away instead. Where'd the tail go? Tail's gone. Are you kidding me? Come on. I should have carved the tail, but I wanted him to go away first. That's the second time this has happened where I know I cut off a monster's tail and then it disappears. Like, come on. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Just fell down the cliff. Thank you, game. Never mind, I did not lose the tail. It just fell downwards. No, too far away. I want to crash into that one. Perfect. Nope. He dodged it. Well, son of a bitch. Couple other ones that I can use. But I want to save one of them for when he goes and does his freeze explosion again. Is there any more? There's one more right here.
Fall back, now!
Okay, I miscalculated that one.
Cover.
Ugh, just in time. I didn't want... That one looked off. I didn't trust it.
Incoming!
I tried to jump, and the game didn't want to do it for whatever freaking reason. I don't want the net, you stupid-ass game. Stop doing that. It does this way too many times where I know I set to something else, and it just goes and chooses something else instead. No shit, Sherlock. Gave him a little hand. Still going. There's just one problem. There's no more floating rocks. Oh, got out of there just in time. Now, wait a minute. How is it that I'm able to farcast away from Jin Dahaad's Nova attack, but I can't do the same with Gargamazios? Or, for that matter, Omega Planetes. Like, hey, Capcom, either the farcasts work for everything or it works for nothing. Make up your freaking mind instead of changing the rules arbitrarily, motherfuckers. Don't you hate it when they make inconsistent rules? I really do. And they've been doing this ever since they introduced Behemoth and World. And it's just obnoxious. Did I break his back? No, not completely. Did they just throw back the rocks? They did.
Back to work.
Can I get him under one of the rocks again? Okay, they dropped one for me. How nice of them. Okay, so he does it more than twice. I dropped that rock on him. Yes, I can.
Commencing barrage.
Got the blower back. Any other wounds? Nope, no other ones. Come on, big guy. Ah, he dodged it. Are there any more rocks? That's all of them. I blew it with that last one. He came way too fast for it. Yeah, you can't jump with the sacred. I tried. No! Damn it. He finally killed me. I went this far without any deaths, and he finally got me. Well, it was about time, I guess.
I'm glad you're all right. Don't worry, you'll get him back down.
He might be the easiest arch-tempered I fought, but then again, I did come with help. But then again, I wouldn't say he's that punishing, it's just that he's just very tanky. Well, tankier than usual. That rock probably would have gotten him if I timed it right, but I didn't. He just sped right through it. Right in the crotch. Oh.
It's a bit touch and go there.
A little bit. And of course, because his name is Griffith, and of course, because he's named Griffin, he's the more flamboyant looking one. Then again, they even decked out Rosso in that Three Musketeers strip. Yeah, yeah, honestly, Jin's fight is not that different from normal, but much like with Ufduna, they kind of like sped up some of his attacks and even added that more wide-hitting beam that he spits out now. I like the color scheme with the mix of blues, I like the color scheme they gave him with the mix of violet and turquoise. Kind of like how my Sacred looks, actually. And of course the orange bronze for the armor plates. He looks very good. I mean, I already liked Jin Dahaad in general, but the Arch-Tempered look actually makes him pop a bit more. Yeah. Still my favorite Apex, and right now probably my favorite Arch-Tempered Apex. I mean, Ray Dow is not that bad. He's just faster more than anything. Ufduna is just obnoxious. And New Udra, he definitely spits flame out more than he did in normal mode. And yeah, Arch is definitely not that hard, but then again, I came with support hunters, and I am wearing Gogmazios armor, which has that very helpful barrier, so in any other case, I probably would have lost far faster already, but that armor set honestly saved me. It's like having it's like the Divine Blessing, but supercharged. Or even the Rocksteady Mantle, except I'm not losing any health. It's just the barrier that dissipates.
Okay, see you later.
Come on over, Lou. How can I serve?
I am missing one part of the Gogmazios helmet, and that is the mask, so I need that next. So that I do need. Okay, Raydal, Ufduna, New Udra, now for Jin Dahaad. Holy crap, they changed it up. It's now white. They seem to have flipped the color scheme a bit. It's instead of like a mix of bronze and yellow and orange, it's now snowy white with blue. It kind of reminds me of Vexoria's winter outfit for her model. Just not as fan servicey. Definitely does not have her delicious giant boobas, that's for sure. But the color scheme is very similar. And it's all frosty too. This didn't exist in the other version. All that frost. I don't think I like the frost, to be honest, but I don't know, it just seems a little excessive. But still cool. I'll definitely grind for it. Most definitely will grind for it.
My hammer is yours anytime.
Transfer before I forget. Glad I picked the I used the Farcaster when I did.
I'll get ready too.
I also like how they kept the Arch-Tempered monsters permanently added to the game. They didn't do that with World. So if you were somebody who missed out on Arch-Tempereds back when they were showing up in World, you were basically out of luck. So that's nice. I miss my Valhazak armor. I loved that monster, and I loved his armor. If only his weapons, half of his weapons weren't copy-pasted, then it would be even better. Second thought, the skin should work in the ice area, right? Let's go there. I want to do it there, where it's fitting. And since Gemma's wearing the season outfit, I get the shot of the you-know-what's.
Anything catch your eye?
Okay, so Gog, I definitely want his helmet to complete the set, but his armor is so good that it makes me wonder if I should even bother with the Jin stuff. Then again, the layered armor exists anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. Okay, so Guts Tenacity, that is something that's in with the rest of the suit anyway. Yeah, honestly, after getting the Gogamazios, I don't think there's really anything else you need to wear, because it basically has, like, the Guts Tenacity move, and that barrier as well. So it's like, you don't even need to wear anything else if you don't want to. But at the same time, you still got the layered armor, so that still tracks. Well, I know I'm getting the legs, that much is true. I'm not a fan of the frost bits added onto the armor, but overall, I really do like it. I miss the Frostfang Barioth armor. That was one that I really liked. Yeah, Frostfang was a very cool variant to Barioth. I liked him a lot. I wish there would be more variants to other monsters, just like how they did it for him. They treated Barioth very well in World. Super well. And I really wish that they would just make more variants just like that. Heck, bring back the Deviants too, please. I need my Tigrex Barbarian Girl armor, for Pete's sake. That was like the coolest armor set in the world for the female hunter, for me. Next to the next to Balhazoks for the and Gormagalas.
Look good. Alrighty. Perfection.
I don't think I'm going to equip it. I'm just going to probably wear the layered armor version at some or something. Okay. Outfit. Kind of funny how the male version actually looks fitting. At least to me, anyway. Of the skirt, I mean. So... yeah. The little bits of frost just look so goofy. I can't take it seriously. Still cool. It's just not necessary. I wonder if I should tweet the full armor to Vexoria. Just to see what she thinks. I might do that later. Why not?
I'm ready to work. Ready to get to work? Alrighty. Perfection.
Okay, well that's basically the gist of everything. Pretty sure I fully leveled up Jin's greatsword fully. Yes, I did.
Anything catch your eye?
I don't think he had very many other weapons though, which sucks because he's one of my favorite monsters in the game.
Got something in mind?
Like a Jarakan got seriously robbed. He has nothing to his name, just the dual blades and one lance. Or was it a gun lance? I can't remember. But frankly, it behooves me how little attention some monsters got.
Got something in mind?
Like, yeah, they may have gotten rid of a lot of the weapon copy pasting, but they still inexcusably refuse to add a full roster of weapons to a lot of monsters, which sucks really bad. And I have no idea. You see what I mean when I say that Wilds feels half-baked? And that's just one part of it. There's like 5 to a dozen other things that I've bitched about that really was not given proper attention. So you look at that, it's a gun lance. Just just dual blades and a gun lance. That's all he gets. No great sword, no long sword, nothing. And yeah, it's honestly embarrassing.
What are we making today?
And you'd think that with all of the moving spinal plates that he has across his body, that Jin would get a switch axe, right? Nope, not one.
Hello. What are we making today?
Raidao, no great sword, just a charge blade that I'm never going to use because, well, I don't like charge blade that much. Heck, charge blade would have even matched with charge blade would have even matched with Jin Dahaad also, along with the switch axe. Nope, nothing there.
Got something in mind?
And the insect glaive I said I don't like because they've gone and changed it to all hell with how the controls have been switched.
Hello.
So I don't like using it there either. Oh yeah, make that 3 weapons. A Jarakan with that Ajara staff, which I have in my inventory, but honestly, I haven't even used it. I've barely used Insect Glaive, because every time I did attempt to use it, I hated it.
Hello.
The Geochris Glaive looks cool too. I like the trident look that it shares with the Ajarakan, but again, not going to use it. The heck is this? I have no idea what this insect glaive is. I'll have to look it up later. Facts, why don't I do that right now? Get it over with, see what it is. Yeah, it's not just me. I'm looking at a Reddit page, and everyone seems to be in full agreement that the Insect Blade is just atrocious with its new controls. Yeah, because they had to fit the focus mode somewhere. That meant that some weapons that were perfectly fine originally have been utterly ruined by having their control schemes uh, taken apart. Okay, what's going on? What is that last insect glaive on the tree?
Got something
It
in mind?
is... Oh, it's the Omega Planetes glaive. The
Hello.
one they give you for beating for beating the Savage version, I think. So yeah, it's just the Omega version, but I don't care much for Omega anyway, except for maybe that secret costume you get for beating Omega, Savage Omega. But other than that, I don't really care. And when it comes to the glaive as a whole, it seems I'm not the only one who hates what happened with the insect glaive because they changed up the controls to fit focus mode into it. It's just you can't. It doesn't feel comfortable to control anymore. I mean, it was great. It took a bit to get used to, but it was good in World. Then they started switching shit around in Rise, and while they did switch it a button here or there in Rise, it still felt fine once you get used to it. Now it's like because the focus mode takes up another essential button. Now they've flipped it around again, and it's in an extremely uncomfortable position where you basically have to claw grip just to use it effectively, and it sucks. Fools. I mean, I guess there's an option in here where you can figure out how to switch it, but to be honest, slinger aim, melee, ranged. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go look up an effective guide to where I can figure out how to change the control scheme to a better version for the insect glaive, because I'm too lazy to look through all of these options, of which there's way too freaking many. Too overwhelming, and I'm too lazy to do it, and too overwhelming to want to do it. So, yeah, fuck you, Capcom. Not doing it. You should have left it alone. Left it alone where it was perfectly fine. Okay, so more of my side, of which this game has so many much reasons for me to gripe. Gogmazios, I liked him a lot. I've gotten more used to him off screen to the point where it's like, okay, I see the vision. It's better than previous attempts that they've done with the stupid MMO shit. I don't like it, but it's better than how it was of the first couple times around. I mean, as much as I chew out Rise for being where a lot of the Wilds' bad habits came from, they still corrected some things. But, and I maintain this is the true first title update. 1 and 2 were just catch up for stuff that was left out forcefully. Thanks a lot, Capcom. Way to respect your customers there. 3 was just an absolute waste of time with Omega Planetes, and really should not have been in the game in general. He's just hogging space that would have been much better served for another actual Monster Hunter game, but of course Tsujimoto wanted to go play with other people's toys first instead of, making the game that he should have been making right. And then we finally get Gogmazios when he should have been released in Halloween, because, well, Gogmazios is practically a horror monster with how he looks. But no, they couldn't do that. They pushed him to Christmas, which, by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays all around. But no, they've held him off, and and that's basically it. I mean, unless there's another title update coming, of which I don't know if there is, basically all that's left is just the expansion to come out later. Monster Hunter Wilds Ultimate Edition, or whatever they decide to call it. But yeah, frankly, unlike World, which had a mix of good stuff and bad stuff, here everything just felt like a colossal waste of time. Like 2 out of these 4 were supposed to be in the main game at release, but weren't because Capcom's higher-ups are stupid. And 3 with Omega was just pointless and worthless and a waste of freaking time. And now you have Gogmazios, the first true new thing, and it's basically the only good title update that actually felt like it meant anything. And of course, bookending that is Arch-Tempered Jin Dahaad, who, despite being a giant damage sponge, that's probably the only negative I have with him, still my favorite Apex in the game. Basically a Latrion done right, or Behemoth done right, depending on how you view it. And so, yeah, they're basically, other than GOG and Jin, everything else was just a waste. Stuff that either should have been in the game or should not have been in here either. And Tsujimoto was gallivanting elsewhere instead of doing what he should have been doing, actually having a coherent vision for the 6th mainline entry in this franchise, and yet everything is so overly streamlined and scatterbrained. So that's... yeah, I have a very complicated relationship with Wilds, because I like a lot of things, but I hate a hell of a lot of more things about it. I mean, World had its problems, but at least I felt there was at least a mostly coherent vision involved. Or at least there was, until the updates happened where you started getting Behemoth and Witcher and all that shit, and that just took away from the game, in my opinion, and then adding a lot of other gimmicks, which just made the game worse over time. And then you had Rise, which definitely was a more actiony game like this, and I will say, Rise is where a lot of Wilds' problems started, especially where the lack of the actual hunting part is concerned. And of course, to try and make up for that, they put in that stupid-ass spirit bird mechanic, meaning eating was basically pointless and worthless, and there was no reason to eat anything, because you still had to go find those stupid things regardless. And of course, the 1 armor set per monster, yeah, I hated that in Rise. I thought it was a lazy decision in Rise. And even though they put back the alphas and betas in this game, it doesn't matter, because the alphas are copy-pasted onto the betas anyway, and since 9 times out of 10, the betas are the objectively better version, the exception being Gogmazios in this case, there's basically no reason to get the alphas for 99% of the monsters in this game anyway. So yeah, thanks, Cat. So yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. They had a whole variety of armors to come up with, or even carry over. But just like with the copy-paste weapons in the world, they cheapened the hell out of it. And for a lot of the newer monsters, also like in World, a lot of the new creatures don't have enough weapons to look forward to, because none exists. A Jarakan has just, like I said, he just has 3. He's one of the coolest new monsters in the game. But no, he doesn't have anything. And other monsters that you would think would be perfect for certain weapons, they don't have anything either. So, yeah, between the copy-paste weapons, the lackadaisical effort put into the copy-paste armors, the lackadaisical effort put into the weapon roster, and of course the atrocious maps, of which I only like 2 of them, the desert and the Scarlet Forest. All the maps in this game are like some of the worst I've ever seen. Like the Ice Shard Cliffs, the Wyveria Ruins, they're just dreadful. So freaking dreadful. I mean, I think I like the Ice Shard Cliffs more, because at the very least you have Dahaad popping up at the bridge every now and then, but there's really nothing to look forward to beyond that. In the other map, the Ruins, it's just a funnel going down. It's so railroaded and linear. It's like, it's one note. I miss the Rotten Vale by comparison. And of course, like I said, the hunting is gimped. You really don't hunt anything in this game. You really don't. So, on the flip side, I like that they mostly got their act together with a lot of the bigger monsters, except Omega, because, well, he sucks still for the same reason that Behemoth sucks. I do like the wounds mechanics, because monsters actually bleed, something they didn't do in World. They had that stupid yellow silly putty thing going on whenever you banged them around. I like the idea of the Sacred, being a raptor dinosaur mount, but again, they made it pretty much do all the work for you, so big whoop. On top of the fact that there's very little customization for it involved. So, yeah. Again, this game is half-baked to its core. It really is. So, yeah. That's Arch-Tempered Jin Dahaad, and before him, God Mazios. Probably the only 2 things I was frankly looking forward to at this point in the game, which is saying a lot since everything else was a massive disappointment. And I'm pretty sure I cannot remember for the life of me whether there was another title update coming up. Maybe there is. I have no idea. But either way, Wild's Ultimate Edition is likely on the horizon very soon. And of course, I do not expect any fixes to any of the problems I've listed. I thought they would do it for Iceborne when it came to World's problems, but they ended up making a lot of shit worse in Iceborne. What with the forced tenderizing with the claw grip. Hook, what was it? The clutch claw? Yeah, that thing. That thing ruined the flow of the hunt for way too many monsters. And of course, Behemoth added in his stupidity, which got applied to Elatrion. I hated the siege stuff with Kolf Teroff and Safi'jiiva. Cool monsters, I just did not like how you had to fight them. And the copy-pasting slap together of the weapons in World, they didn't fix it in Iceborne. If anything, they just ignored it and tried to sweep it under the rug with new versions of other monsters like Raging Brachydios. Whereas regular Brachydios' weapons, half of them look good and the rest look stupid. And for other monsters where they finally did give them fresh new weapons, they still didn't carry the new designs over, like the cool mace they gave to Frostfang Barioth. They finally gave Barioth a cool hammer weapon that fits him, and Rise they just went back to regular slap dash together hammer. Okay. What? You couldn't even bother to flip the colors around, Capcom? You just went back to the old model. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game frustrates me. And yeah, I never forgave them for ruining Glavenus' greatsword in Iceborne. They didn't even bother. they were perfectly fine giving the cat the proper sword, but the actual Glavenus Greatsword and Iceborne, no, they were like, kiss our asses, we're not doing it. And now they've gone and done that same mistake with the armors in this game, and also gimped a lot of monsters on weapons in the process. So yeah, I have a very, very tumultuous relationship with this game, and I do not see any improvements on the necessary areas that I want them to improve across these two games, World and Wilds, for the expansion to Wilds. I don't see them doing it. I highly, highly doubt they will fix any of the problems I have with Wilds. And if the PC optimization was any indication, yeah, they didn't even bother to fix the problems with the PC. They waited until a year later with Title Update 4 to say, oh yeah, we're finally doing something about it. No, you should have been doing it long ago, Capcom. So it's like, again, what were they doing these last several years? It really makes one wonder how scatterbrained they were with this thing. And they don't have COVID as an excuse this time, compared to Rise and its problems. Because, oh man, did that game's post-game content have a lot of problems. A lot of the problems I have with Wilds, once again, started with Rise. Half-baked, half-completed content, a lot of other half-baked or just plain bad idea implemented stuff. And so it just feels, I don't know, it's like I had problems with World and Iceborne, but I always felt that I was looking forward to something. With Wilds, and to an extent Rise, I'm kind of like, eh. But who knows anything. I like some things with this game, but I hate a lot of other things about this game. Now, as for Gogmazios and Arch-Tempered Jin, I liked the fights a lot. I mean, Jin is basically the same fight anyway as the normal, but just like with the other Apexes, they remixed some things. He's a little bit more active. He has that new attack where he hoses the area with his head, ice beam. And he does the Nova explosion twice in the final part of the map. So definitely be wise as to when you use the boulders or carry a Farcaster like I did, which again makes me wonder, hey Capcom, if I can use the Farcaster for Jin, how come I can't use it for Omega or Gogmazios? Make up your mind. Seriously. Anyway, I've ranted and yapped for far too long. You're probably bored of me complaining about this at this game's expense, of which I stand by all of it and is very much deserved. Will Capcom listen? Hell no. They didn't listen when we complained about the weapons in World. They are still not listening now when it comes to everything else. So I doubt anything will ever get fixed properly. And they'll probably fuck it up again and quadruple down on it in the next game, since they did from World to Rise to now. So anyway, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a break and then start getting Jin and more Gogmazio stuff on my off time. And I'm gonna go take a rest fully after that. So anyway, happy holidays. Thank y'all for watching, those of you who did tune in. And especially if you put up with my righteous indignation, my righteous hunter's indignation in this case. And I'll see y'all later. Peace out.